illuminating white text appears that says, "A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." Now, curvy golden yellow text stationary in the middle of the screen with stars flying by through hyperspace that reads, "Theory of a Blind Man." Golden yellow text begins to crawl from the bottom of the screen upwards. Episode 2, the live stream strikes back. After the separation of content uploads and live streams, this channel is dedicated to live streaming guests, gaming, proclivities and pondering of the fate of the galaxy. Darth Whistler reigns over these channels and his message will be heard with the help of many others presenting information for all to absorb. The text continues to crawl away from view deep into the infinity of space. For those of you willing to watch and listen to live streaming and participate in the chat, the live stream strikes back at a new upload channel with prizes and galactic credits to make you rebels come rich beyond your wildest dreams. But Darth Whistler is not satisfied until the triad of the Force has been completed, and so there lays another in wait deep in space and will soon be revealed. May the dark side of the Force be with you. As the last of the text disappears, we are left with stars flying by view in hyperspace, then fade to black.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Theory of Blind Man, another episode. We're on a roll this week of Steal the Show in Darkness. Welcome to the chat. Blind Toes, welcome to the chat. Red 7 and Red 10 standing by. Thanks for being here. Now, tonight, we've got Melissa's Legally Blind World. And unfortunately, her original channel, which many of you had almost 500 subscribers, Melissa's World, was taken down for no reason. So we'll talk a little bit of that as well. So Melissa, welcome to the channel.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I hope you guys can hear me.
They can hear you.
Okay. I'm basically, my channel, my new one, is up to it's slow, but it's getting there 11 something subbers. It's tiny.
Well, you just had to start over too. That's what sucks.
Yeah. And I also want to show you guys my sabers too. I know some of you can't see my hilts, but I'll let you hear my sabers and what they sound like.
And just so everybody knows in the chat, Melissa here actually introduced me to, what was it again? The Rebel Assault or?
Wait, the saber?
The forum.
Oh, the Rebel Armory.
Rebel Armory. Yeah, it's a really cool forum. And that's where I started getting into customized sabers rather than the, I won't say janky, but the Black Series FX Elite and FX Series lightsabers, they're cool, but the custom ones are going to be where you guys want to go if you want to get them. Oh, and we also got Rolling with Jen in the chat. Welcome, lady. So, where do you want to start, Melissa?
I want to let everybody know that I'm okay. I'm still breathing, and I'm still on YouTube. But what basically happened to Melissa's World is YouTube basically, as the nerve herders they are, they basically, if you heard Han Solo, you know what that word means. Or Leia says it, excuse me.
Yeah,
Leia Organa says it.
Calls him a nerf herder. You know, good looking, scruffy nerf herder.
Yeah. But basically, YouTube, I'll just say, turned to the dark side, but not in a good way. And they said I was narrator there. Sorry, narrator. I have what's called Windows Narrator. It's a screen reader for Windows 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a Windows 10 HP. It's like pink in color, girly pink for all the girls out there. um, basically YouTube said I went to sign into my original account. You know, the part where you sign in and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I went to do exactly as it says when you sign in, as normal, and then suddenly I get, you know, sign in, okay, normal, click it, and the next thing I get is, please correct your birthday, which for me is May 13th, 1993. And YouTube said an option to correct my birthday. I had my sighted mom helping me because, you know, I can't see any of this, you know, shit too well. I can see like the colors of my laptop, you know, like the white of the internet, and the black of the internet, depending on what site I'm on, be it Twitter or YouTube or Facebook, and they all have a dark mode now. All three of those sites I mentioned just now have a dark mode. Twitter has it too, if you haven't noticed. Twitter has this dark mode, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's by default now. Yeah. It helps me, you know, helps my eyes and, you know. And basically, YouTube had a thing to fix my birthday, so my mom clicks that. And the next thing she knows, my mom is sighted. And the next thing she knows, it says something about showing some sort of ID, like a driver's license or something. And I was like, what? You gotta be kidding me. I'm legally fucking blind, YouTube. Like, you wouldn't expect a legally blind person to be driving around, like, you know, behind the wheel, press the gas, turn the wheel, like.
Well, don't you have an ID card though, like a regular old ID card?
No. And Mom was like, seriously? That's stupid. You've been on YouTube for how long now, hon? You've been on YouTube for how long? And she said, you know, honey, because I'm her daughter. And I said nearly 8 going on 9 years. 2012 up until now. I started in 2012 on that channel.
Wow.
Which went through a bunch of name iterations before I landed on Melissa's World.
Yeah.
And then all of that has been taken away, all that hard work. And I cried. You know, I cried.
It sounds like if you just put in your ID card, it'll give you access to it. It looks like it just wants to verify who you are.
My mom, you know, well, due to what's going on right now, COVID-19, we kind of can't go out to do that because, you know, to take your photo for the ID, you
don't have to. You can do. Wait, have you ever had a photo ID taken?
In school for my school ID, like those little lanyards that are like a necklace around your neck.
Yeah, but nothing for the DMV.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Because I'm registered as blind by the law.
Yeah, you can still get an ID card. That's how I got mine online. And it took me like 5 minutes.
I just hope I can have either large print or braille. Either one will be awesome for being able to read the card.
Oh no, they don't have that.
Come on.
No.
There has to be some sort of
welcome to the chat.
Nicole Carter?
Yep, that's the one and only.
What's up, Nicole Carter? Been a while. Guess whose voice?
Even though it's in the title, but okay. So, what have you done on your new channel so far?
Well, I'm Melissa's Legally Blind World. I'm basically rebuilding right now. It's like after a hurricane and you basically lost your old house and you have to get a new house. That's what I'm dealing with cyberly,
Mm-hmm.
um, from a cyber standpoint. Um, and I'm basically doing the same thing that I did before with raising awareness about blindness, how to be a blind nerd, etc. You know. And I know Whistler, you're one of those examples of one of those blind nerds, if I'm not mistaken.
Definitely.
Um, yeah. I feel like you and I are the only blind nerds.
Oh
I don't know if
no,
you'll be able to communicate with.
there's a lot of us.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh wow. I don't know if you'll be able to. I don't know if you'll be familiar with this channel, probably not, but he's called Poin. I'll spell it out. POINDEXTER Lounge. That's the channel of a nerd community I joined, and one of their members is making a comic magnifier that'll hook to my laptop and act like a CCTV in a way, like make the comics bigger like a CCTV would.
Nice.
Um, yeah, it made me comics a lot better. I want to describe my vision acuity for a second.
Sure, go ahead.
Um, for those of you who don't know, um, blindness is a spectrum, and it starts at 2200 downward, from 2200, 2300, 2400, and so on and so forth. Me, I'm set at 2200, and I've been like this all my life. From the moment I was born to me now at 27, I've been 20/200 acuity, and that basically means I can see, but not very well, like the minute details, and stuff like that, like point three size spot, which a sighted 20/20 person can see. For me, it's like a blob. Even with glasses on, which I'm wearing my glasses right now, my thick right lens on my right eye. Left lens, left side of my glasses doesn't have nothing because my left eye is totally blind. So I am more dependent on my ears, even though I got a tiny bit of usable vision, but not so much, I can't use my eyes too much. I have to be very careful and gentle, or here come the strain headaches. Um, yeah, and I get like a ring around the perimeter of my eye of eye strain pain. If you guys, yeah, that's
Really quick, let me
because,
let you know that you got a chat from Rolling with Jin Jin. She says, "Go, Melissa. Good on you."
aw, thanks, Jin Jin, dude.
Yeah, she's from Australia.
Anybody? Oh, lady. I'm sorry.
Lady.
I thought.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Jin Jin. But I'm also just like Whistler, a nerd. And that's nerd, Nerd. um, where you really like, a phenomenon or medium, like for example, Whistler and I both like Star Wars. And on top of that, I don't know about you, Whistler, but I like Marvel 2099. That's Marvel 2099.
Eh. I mean, I got Disney Plus. I should try to get into it, but I wasn't a big Marvel fan growing up.
That's
It's
okay.
kind of sacrilege, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just not my thing. I was more of the DC side. I do
Oh,
like Wolverine out of X-Men. That's about it. So, what's your favorite Star
Um,
Wars movie?
my favorite Star Wars movie has, or if you hear a ring, that's my cell phone pinging its notifications.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Um, you're not gonna hear talkback, of course, because the screen's off right now. Like the screen's black. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still active and running, but it's just screen's black. Um,
Cool. So, what's your favorite
but
Star Wars movie?
my favorite Star Wars movie has to be um, doesn't matter if it's the first, second, or third trilogy,
No, it,
or does it?
Rogue One, Solo,
Well, I
prequels,
have to
originals, or
say,
sequels, whichever one.
well, I have to say, I like A New Hope, but
Mm-hmm.
my most favorite, and I've been watching it recently on Disney Plus, catching up. I'm on season 3 of this Star Wars Rebels, and you guys know why?
Rebels
There's
is a
a
good
there's a
series.
blind there's a blind Jedi, and I
Yep.
know you can't see him. I know you can't see him, but I have Kanan Jarrus, the Black Series 6-inch figure of Kanan,
Nice.
um, to the left of me in my bedroom on my nightstand, which is also to my left,
That's
because I'm
cool.
sitting on my bed right now.
And what was his name before he turned? Um,
Before the purge, oh, Caleb Doom,
yep.
Dume.
Right on.
Yeah,
Nicole.
that was before Order 66. Um,
Nicole likes Marvel. Blind
and
Toes likes Marvel and DC.
whoa,
I'm just trying to
didn't
catch up
know
in
that
chat real
Blind
quick.
Toes.
What's that?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that Blind Toes liked. I didn't know that Blind Toes that you liked Marvel. That's cool, Blind Toes, dude.
He also likes anime too, and he does a show every Friday on his channel talking about different anime.
Whoa. And I also want to give a big thank you to the Rebel Armory and the Saber community for the sabers I have. Um, because of my disability, I went into the Saber. I also want to talk about the Saber community as well, because they have been a huge help to not only me but also Whistler. And Whistler on TRA, me on TRA, and the Saber community on Facebook. Um, like I'm on the Vault, a custom Saber community. I went back there um, after a long meditative hiatus. And I'm also in Elite Lightsaber Society on Facebook, which is a pretty neat group. Um, and the big one, the Rebel Armory, is pretty helpful. In fact, I have a saber that is near dear to me. It's shaped similar to Kanan's, with Kanan's emitter with the circle guard under the emitter.
Uh-huh.
Um, and there's like a Graflex part where it's like a rectangle control box area with a real feeling clear, bubble strip. And what's pretty awesome is that saber that I just described is my charity saber.
Nice.
And
Why don't you tell the
and I'm not
audience
gonna put in
what a
a
charity saber actually is?
if you guys are familiar with any charity, where you give, to help people like financially. Um, Charity sabers are a whole different story. Rather than you giving the money, the saber community bands together. The Rebel Armory, Elite Lightsaber Society, everybody, they band together. But this time it was mostly the Rebel Armory forum people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had Scarecrow's Workshop and everybody banding together. Solos Hold, um, Meg Tooth's Sabers, and they were all banding together to make this saber for me.
That's
And
really
it was
cool.
because I'll describe, yeah, and I'll describe what led to that. I was on the Vault, a custom saber community, which is a Vader's Vault group, and I went in there one day. This wasn't right away when I went in and said, "Hey, people, I want a saber," and it wasn't like that. It took a few, you know, months time to get used to everybody because this was just, I joined the group a few weeks after Father's Day, I think, of 2019. Because I was watching A New Hope with my dad for Father's Day in Father's Day 2019. And then I was saw the community, started making new friends, and they tell me about the Vault group. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try it
You're
out.
talking about Vader's Vault,
And
right?
I started to, yeah, they have a group called the Vault, a custom saber community on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's a nice group as long as, the mods keep track, and so far they're keeping track. Basically, one day in late, like November, I made a post saying, hey, I'm visually impaired. I'm not able to afford a lightsaber. Is somebody able to do a raffle or a giveaway? And I posted, it got a love reaction and a like reaction, and then suddenly a laughing face reaction. And I was like, oh my God, how is this funny? This is not funny. I'm being serious. And everybody started to at least give me advice about try Ultra Sabers, try this place, try that place, try Saberforge. And I was like, are Saberforge accessible? That was the big word for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was worried about my main worry was accessibility. Because I felt like the only visually impaired person we're in a sea of sighted people, in the saber community. And suddenly, out of nowhere, they tell me to work for it, or you gotta save up money for it. And I was like, okay, I'll try it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so down. I felt so down until suddenly, in the comments, Scarecrow appears with, she's not gonna buy anything. She is getting a lightsaber. And suddenly I get a ping in my Facebook Messenger, and I navigate to it with voice view, um, and it was him, Scarecrow from TRA. I
Mm-hmm.
know it's TRA now, but back then I didn't. And he and I talked. We VC'd, VC'd meaning video chat, and he told me about the Rebel Armory, and I was scared, because I was worried about how accessible is it. And apparently it turned out to be really accessible. Hell, Whistler navigated it like it was nothing. um, Remember that, Whistler, when I guided you on
Oh yeah.
TRA?
Yeah, after you get used to it, it's pretty easy, but there's just so much information to go through, like any other forum. You
Yeah,
gotta dig and dig and dig.
yeah. There is, for me, for Windows Narrator, I get a skip navigation feature, and you can just skip right to the main juice of the content.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and so me and Scarecrow's workshop are video chatting, and he tells me about how he wants to make this saber for me, and how the Rebel Armory. Now he's guiding me. Scarecrow's workshop is guiding me on the Rebel Armory, and I told him my acuity, everything, in 2200, scared, and he calmed me down. Scarecrow pulled in Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was calm, understanding, even though he's sighted, but he had a heart. He pulled in Obi-Wan with his calmness. He wasn't upset, calm. That's a true Jedi right there.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, he's a sweet guy, Scarecrow. And he guided me on this saber. How do you want your saber to look? And I showed him my design, and it was a computer render of my saber, of the finished saber,
Mm-hmm.
because I used a Saber Forge program where you make your saber in design form,
Hmm.
where you choose from what emitter you like, to what pommel, body area, switch.
So they have a
I think it
virtual
was called Saber
construction
Parts.
before you actually purchase.
It's called Saber Parts. I think it's called
That's cool.
saberparts.com, which is pretty neat. And I did it all with magnifier, Windows 10's accessibility magnifier,
Mm-hmm.
and because I didn't want to risk a screen reader with that, because it was a virtual. You can move the item with 360 degrees, left and right, up and down, everywhere.
Nice.
And I was worried a screen reader wouldn't let me do that, so I didn't use the screen reader too much. Even though I probably should have. But magnifier, because everything was white against black, the white text against black, so that really helps me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I show him that design. I show Scarecrow that design, and he tells everybody, that hey, here's Melissa's design. Let's build this. Let's build the thing she showed on her Facebook. Because I also shared it to my Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and they saw that. They literally saw that and went, hey, let's build Melissa's design. And months and months pass. And then I see a video from Meg2 Sith on my blade, my 26-inch NeoPixel blade. And it was pretty crazy with all the colors, the blue, the red, the green.
Yeah.
And each font would go through a different color. Like it went on Luke Skywalker, it was green. It went on a Sith font, it was red. Because that was on his saber, not mine. He was testing the blade. And it was like, hey, Melissa, here's your blade. Bzz, saber ignites. All kinds of different colors.
Jin Jin says she would buy a saber if it was made of chocolate. She seems to be stuck on chocolate.
Oh boy, I'm a chocolate hog too. Chocolate pudding for me. But basically,
do you
when
have
I
that
got,
saber with you right now?
yup, under my feet, I got the hilt. I got the hilt in my hands right now.
You'll have to do better.
And that's Kanan Jarrus, or Caleb Doom. And I'm not gonna insert my NeoPixel blade because I know you guys can't see it
There's a couple.
visually, but
I actually have more sighted subscribers than I do blind, so it would help.
yeah. But for those, but for the blind, this is what my saber sounds like, and I'm on the Canon font. Smooth swing, left, right.
Now that's actually a new-ish kind of technology for lightsabers, where the sound actually reflects your actual movement in the lightsaber. I can't remember the name of it. True Swing. No.
Smooth swing.
Is it True Swing?
It's actually called Smooth Swing.
Smooth Swing. That's it. Yeah.
Hear that? If I go slow, a little faster, and then crazy. And I'm gonna plug the emitter to the ground, emitter down, pommel up, and deignite, and listen.
The Force will be with you. Always.
Caleb Speaks.
Nice. Well,
How
thank you for
awesome
showing
is
that.
that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I
Before
also have another.
we get out of here,
Go
because we're
ahead.
almost to that time, did you do like reviews of these sabers on your channel?
I'm about to.
Okay, cool.
I did do my saber. I did do my saber story on my channel, describing the journey that the saber you heard, the journey that this saber went through,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a rocky journey,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I even been on I even been on a podcast called Saber Talk with somebody named Space Windu.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I shared my story with him, and that was when I was still under Moses' world, but he, was thankful that I shared my story, and the civic community is, a really great community. They even helped me avoid a bunch of scammer people in the community as well.
Yeah. Always gotta be careful of scammers.
Which is pretty healthy. Yeah, it's hard when you're legally blind.
Yeah. So are you
Um,
rebuilding all your other platforms that you were talking about before? Like your
my
blogs?
blogs,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Okay.
it would have to mean, adding the new account back in
Yeah.
and making a new blog. And, I shared, a lot on my channel. I even been on Running the Blind and Sighted's Spotlight Sunday, which was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
I got to share my story over there, and they're pretty kind people, and they were happy to see my lightsaber and everything. And I even showed them my blade, and they really liked it.
Right on. Jinjin says that sounds so. Talking about your lightsaber, that sounds so awesome. Nicole says that sounds cool, and there it is again. Thank you, In Darkness. In Darkness has posted your YouTube channel in the chat a couple times, so thank you, In Darkness. And then it's also in the
Thanks, In
description box
Darkness.
below, so you can click it there as well, or simply search Melissa's Legally Blind World. It's specific enough that it comes right up. Yeah, so Melissa, thank you for coming on. It's been awesome. If you want to have any last words, go for it.
I just want to say, don't give up on nerding out just because you're legally blind. Find accessible ways of nerding out the best you can. Like, for example, real quick, even though I can't read physical print because it's all blob, even through glasses, I read my first High Republic audio novel, Light of the Jedi, and it
Nice.
was pretty good. Yeah.
Did you get the
And
audio book?
I want
you
to say
mean?
it's always, yeah,
Right on.
where it has all like the sounds of the characters. That was pretty fun.
Nice.
And I just want to say it's always a great day to be nerdy despite being blind.
Right on. There you go. Well, thank you again very much. And if there's anybody that's watching this that would like to be a guest on Steal the Show, you know how to get a hold of me. If not, go to my website, theoryofblindman.com, click on contact, and there'll be a submission form to request a spot. You too, Jinjin. Take care. Thanks for coming in. Much appreciated. So until next time, everybody, thanks for watching. It's been Theory of Blind Man. And don't forget, love is blind. Keep it blind.
May the force be with you.